Hey everyone, I'm Kris Stancil, and I'm excited to officially announce that I'm running for chairman of the Pickens County Board of Commissioners. My wife Allison and I have spent the last 2 years in many prayers, lots of conversations with individuals, both with friends and family, but also with getting out into the community and speaking to people from all walks of life to try to understand what the issues are and how we can address those. I think it's important as a candidate seeking political office to treat this as if it's a job interview. In a job interview, your role is to describe who you are, what qualifications you have, and also share what vision you have for how you can do that job and how you can lead people in that direction. As we're doing those things, I think when we focus on vision, it's important that we take a look and avoid the pitfalls of nearsightedness, where we can only see what's directly in front of us without looking into the future to try to predict what we need to do, but also to avoid being farsighted, where we're only looking 10 years into the future and we cause a lot of mistakes in the middle. Clear vision, in my opinion, is a vision that means we can take and balance both looking at our immediate needs and looking at our future goals and finding a way in the middle to try to bridge the gap to get us there. It's listening to all the opinions, it's listening to all the different entities throughout our community and finding a way to manage that tension and try to find what's best for Pickens County. I think that as we move forward and have those conversations, we can discuss those things in the context of economic development. How can we strengthen our existing businesses and make things stronger? But also, how can we attract and recruit clusters of industry and other development that can help create jobs for our community, help create jobs for our children and for our children's children to have as they move through their lives in Pickens County as well. Beyond economic development and alongside economic development is our infrastructure. How is our water, our sewer, and our roads, how can they hold up to any growth and development, and what do we need to be doing to try to make them better prepared? As I've had conversations with people throughout the community, one issue that has came up repeatedly is our parks and recreation. Are we providing the best quality of life services to our citizens? Are we creating opportunities that are sufficient for our children to be able to enjoy youth sports, but are we providing services for our adults to be able to get out and enjoy the outdoors, to be able to enjoy this beautiful community that we live in? It's easy as a candidate to sit and talk about how we're going to do all these different things, and you see it done on politics and on all levels, is that we're going to do 10 times more, but we're going to do it with less. I think the other part of this conversation that we have to have as we move forward over the next year is, how do we keep taxes low? How do we continue to keep the burden off of our homeowners and not break their backs as we move forward? I think that as we have these discussions, we'll learn that there are ways that we can try to seek out private partnerships and different entities, that we can also work in areas of broadening our tax base through our economic development efforts. I believe that we should always focus on excellence as a standard in any service that we provide. That excellence means doing the absolute best that we can, constantly evaluating every service that's being provided so that we can look and see, could we do it better? That way we avoid complacency and we don't fall into the trap of just doing things the way that they've always been done, but we look at ways that we can do them better no matter what. I've spent 20 years of my life in public service. I've been able to serve in a variety of different capacities in my home community. I've been able to serve citizens that I love. I've been able to serve family members. And I've been able to do a lot of things. And in doing so, I've learned some traits and characteristics that I believe have made some leaders very successful, not only locally, but throughout my life. I think number one is honesty. You have to be able to trust whoever it is that's coming, and I want to bring that to this office. Two is integrity. And when I say integrity, I know that it can sound similar to honesty, but what I mean by integrity is doing the right thing even when somebody's not watching. Doing the right thing simply because it's the right thing, not because it can be something that you take credit for later. I think transparency is another very important characteristic that this position needs. I think that we need to be able to do everything in the open to where everyone can see what's going on and everyone can understand what's happening. In addition to these three, probably the most important in my mind is humility. I think humility represents serving others before serving yourself. These are characteristics that I've tried to be able to live my entire life with those as my key fundamentals as I move forward, and I think they're extremely important as we go forward. There's no way in one brief announcement to be able to describe an entire campaign, and that's one of the reasons we've came out a year in advance to spend the next 12 months preparing and having conversations and being able to describe what we can do as we move forward. One of those ways I want to do this is on June the 6th at 7 p.m., we're going to launch a Facebook Live event on Stancil for Pickens, the Facebook page. You can log in, ask questions, we'll sit and have conversations and go back and forth Treat it similar to a town hall type meeting, but digital, so that if you're not able to make it, you can sit down in the comfort of your home. Or if you're not able to make it and want to submit your question in advance, we can try to include those as well. You can send those questions to info@krisstancil.com, or you can private message them on the Facebook page at Stancil for Pickens. In addition to those things, on our website at krisstancil.com, you'll be able to find a lot more under the About tab that describes more about my history, about my career history, my family, and all that we've done there. But you can also complete a survey that gives you an opportunity to have your voice heard in terms of your satisfaction with a lot of services and how things are going. I'm really looking forward to the next year. I think that there's going to be a lot of fun conversations, a lot of good-spirited debate, and a lot of things that we can bring out to try to make Pickens County the absolute best it can. I think we're fortunate and blessed to live in an incredible community. We live in one of the most beautiful places that exists in North Georgia or throughout the country. But we live in a community full of some of the most beautiful people. The spirit of Pickens County and how they rally and how they come behind causes has always amazed me. There's always someone that seems to be reaching out to try to help their neighbor, and that is why I love Pickens County. I look forward to the opportunity to reach out and have conversations with you over the coming year, and I humbly ask for your support and for your vote as we move forward. Thank you. Do you think my hair looked okay, or did it have a glare coming off of the light?